Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Smooth Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 146. And I'm joined tonight by my co-host, Morgan Harveld. Good evening, Morgan.
Kia ora, Matt. As always, how are you, bro?
I'm not bad. Can I first off by starting with an apology? We're not... I'm really, really sorry that we're not starting at 9 o'clock. Sometimes we have a couple of minutes of technical difficulties or other things which get in the way. So apologies, people who turn up at 9 o'clock wanting.
Thanks for sticking around, team. I know it's a big wait to see these mugs.
It is. But hopefully you're all with us now. And Morgan, have you had a good week?
Busy, man. Yeah, busy. Sort of. I feel like as soon as we got back from Oahu, it's just been foot on the gas for work, which is kind of nice because we've been through a pretty big quiet period. So just getting stuck back into the day-to-day. But good. Got tomorrow off to a wedding in the weekend in Christchurch. So anyone in Christchurch, you might see me floating around this weekend.
Excellent. Good stuff. Will you get to play some disc golf whilst you're there?
Is the wife listening? No. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it one of those whatever's in the back of the van already?
This might just slip into my bag. Who knows? Okay. We'll see what happens.
Excellent. And have you been playing much in the last week?
Nothing at all. I actually don't think I haven't played around since we got back from the tourney. It's just been all go.
It's been all go, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I managed to get around Harcourt Park yesterday. And shot 2 under par, which was all right.
There you go.
Which was all right. I got 4 bogeys in that lot, so make of that what you will. Still making mistakes, but we get on with it. Anyway, we've got a great show for you tonight. First up, we're going to go through hot scores, and then we're going to take a look at the tournaments that occurred last weekend. There were 2 that we were aware of, which is the Temuka Tussle down south, and also in the North Island there was the Rising Stars Open, which was a junior tournament held in Taupō, which we've got some results on and some pictures to share with you as well. So yeah, we'll be covering that. Didn't really hear a whole bunch about it. Maybe it's because I haven't got my ear close enough to the ground, perhaps for it to have been noticed. But yeah, Let's get on with it. We then, after those tournaments, we're going to be talking to Henry Pearson. Henry Pearson is, of course, the tour director of the Tour Down Under. They made some pretty big announcements this week, so we'll be going over that with him, and also talking about what he's got in store between now and when the first event kicks off, which is I think in about 6 or 7 weeks. Henry will correct me, I'm sure. But
tell you what, all of those tournaments at the start of the year are coming up quick, man. They're just going to be bang. Christmas done, we're in.
I'll tell you what, if you're playing in those events and you intend on having some time off, now is the time to have the time off, right? It's because over the next few weeks, I think there's a few one-dayers, but not really anything on a tour event or a weekend, what I might call a large tournament, until you get to North Island Champs, first weekend of Jan, and then it's bam, and it just hits you like a train until end of March, pretty much.
Yeah, I sort of played it off as if I've been working heaps. I'm really just relaxing, stretching the body out, getting ready for Roxbury, going to take down these big guns.
That's it. Now's the time to get that rest in before we get going into what is quite a packed schedule. But lots going on. And yeah, we're very much looking forward to it. We're going to start tonight with hot scores. Morgan, take us through this out.
Oh, there we go. Oh, goodness me, Matt. I have just jumped onto the wrong page. There we go. Talking about big guns, we're going to go straight down to Queen's Park with Johnny Ferrari. God damn Johnny Ferrari. And also Chris Letterby, both shooting an 11 down this weekend, or this week. We're going to go to Chingford and Brockville at the same time because my guy Calvin Cummings has taken down both. 9 under at Chingford, 5 under at Brockville. He's been on a hot streak since he got back from Oahu. Queenstown Gardens, we've got the Stiffmeister at 11 under par. Tucker Beach, we've got Tom Simon Smith with a -3. Ely Point over in Wanaka, we've got Mr. Dom Hayden, the Silver Fox, with a -3 as well. Lismore, and as standard, we've got Mundo McDisc shooting a 45, 10 under par. All the way up to Christchurch now with Kelly Thompson, 12 under par. Jeremy Brockenshire takes down Ascot this week with an 8 under par. Kelly again back out at Queen's Park Reserve with a 7 under par. And this week to round out the north of the south, should say, Taylor River, Neil Williams with a 6 over par. How are we looking up north?
We are looking great up north. One moment.
So 2 under par at Harcourt. That's got to be the hot score.
It wasn't anywhere near the hot score, actually. You had Richard McDonald hits the hot score at Harcourt Park, but let me grab the results up. So first up, starting off in the hills in Berrenport, Johnny Wake hits a 6 under par to tie with Flavio Mayorga for the hot round for the week. Ben Morrison hits 5 under par at Hikoikoi, also hits 3 under at Harcourt Park. But Richard McDonald, as we said, hit 6 under in the league. So very well done to him. At Linklater, Ephraim Russell, and Ezra Morrison hit 7 under par to tie for the hot round. And it's a tie in Marylands between Brian Rawlins, Conor McKinstry and Kona, who all hit 3 under. Spa Park Red was owned this week by Callum Petman, who hits an even par. And at McLaren's Long, it's John O.C. with a 2 under par. Finally up in Auckland is Aidan, goes round Henderson at 7 shots below par. So well done to him. So yeah, right. Now I've just been reminded, actually, thank you, Kath, about the Northridge event. So this was another event that happened at the weekend, which again, it sort of passed us by, was the Northridge Country Classic. So let's go there first, and let's have a look. Now, I think I've got it here. There it is.
I've got it here too.
Excellent. So in MPO, Nicholas Goldner was the only competitor and took out the event, and in MP40, Mike Foley hits is 6 shots clear of the rest of the field, shooting some good golf. Down in MA1, Luke Hempel is the best scorer of the day with a 4 under par over Joel Way and Joel Simpson. Down into FA1, Charlotte Dunkley takes it out over Laura Baka, and in MA40, Phil McLeod hits 10 under par to take out the hot score in the best division over Brendan Butler. I was talking to Phil about this, and he said it was very close, and it took a clutch circle 2 putting towards the back end of round 3.
Wow.
Really bring that.
Yeah, well, it just looks like he's had pretty consistent rated rounds here. 926, 935, 934. I mean, that's just like a board right down the middle. And if that's what gets you across the line, that's what you got to do.
Absolutely. That 890 rating is a bit deceiving currently. Phil obviously has some time off with an injury. Has come back stronger, it seems. Andy Brewster. So your calendar Grand Slam MA 50 champion takes out MA 50 over Steve Scott. Shot. Down to MA2, Logan Gemmell quite comfortably over Cameron Oliver, 7 shots back, and Isaac Dunn and Levi Gojak tie for 3rd. And in MA3, Henry Tran wins over Tom Shadbolt and Kieran Norris, 3 down and even, respectively.
A lot of people in these lower down AM divisions. It's cool to see, but
it's fantastic. For a one-dayer on a newish course as well. I think it's a newish course. Lacey Ann Sims edges out Libby Darrick and Charlie Marshall to take out the FA3 division. So yeah, that was it. Kind of passed me by, honestly. This one, I'm not sure why, but it did. 62 players heading up to Auckland for that weekend. So well done to everybody.
just a pretty local event there, eh? Hade's just trying to put on a few more of these one-dayers, I think, just to keep things ticking over and getting ready for his bigger events.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see. Right, let's have a look now at the Temuka Tussle, which was fought over at the weekend. And in MPO, Willie Taratina takes out the title over Jack Maffey and Sergei Sanin, who were 6 shots back. Ben Schicker is in fourth on 10 under par. Over in FPO, Echo Lee continues her good form, beating out Megan Merrick. And in MA1, Sam Lycan ties Goose Van Gisteren and presumably wins on a playoff.
He did win on a playoff.
MA1 division. But
Gus said he would be more gutted if it was anyone other than Sam, and he was happy to take that second place to him because it was well deserved, from what I hear.
Look, Sam's been playing some really good golf recently, and I think we'll see something a little bit later on when we've got Henry on the show, which is great to see. Fantastic to see him in competing in MA1 at the age that he still is. Hanafi Zwart, Braden Pelvin, and Dylan Maybe tied with Hayden Hoogdoin and Royce Whelan, the other top 5 in MA1. FA1, Marie Cummings wins by 9 shots over Casey Fitchett and Hannah Tebbett. In MA40, Jamie Helms has a battle with Mark Tebbett, comes out out on top by a shot, quite a bit clear of David Taylor and Lance Eason. Down in MA3, Tyler McCarron shoots a 901 and 881 rated rounds in MA3 to take out by 3 shots over Jake Melky and Nico Prentice. And down in MJ15, Eli Helms ties with presumably his brother Quinn Helms at 16 and wins on the playoffs. So well done to Eli and Alia Barable. Apologies. Takes out the FJ15 division. So some quite interesting, two quite interesting little tournaments going on. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not little for the tournament directors; they put a lot of effort in, but little in comparison to some of the events that we've got.
Yeah, I mean, Tamuki here, 71 players. That's one short of four on a card for 18 holes.
Yeah, oh, totally. Yeah.
That's a full-size tournament, man.
Fills a course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. And Willie, though, big shout out to Willie Taranda for looks like smashing everyone, to be fair. I was going to try and say it nicer, but 6 shots clear of second place of Jack and Sergey. Man, that's some good shooting out there, because you can get in trouble pretty easily from what I see on that course.
Apologies. How far from Christchurch is Temuka? It's closer to Christchurch.
Yeah, it's very close to Christchurch. It's probably, I don't know. Sorry, Christchurch, but I think maybe like an hour and 20 at most. Yeah, okay. You just sort of get down past Ashburn, and it's not too far past there, just short of Timaru.
Sweet. Excellent. Right, we've got one more thing to check. Where did
juniors?
I put it? And that's the juniors. Yeah, so let's see.
The Rising Stars Open.
The Rising Stars Open. Was the name of the event. That's right. And I have to say, this one kind of passed me by a little bit until I heard last week people going, "Oh yeah, we're heading up to the to Topol. My son's playing in it," and I knew of a few people whose kids were playing in the event, and that was great to see. So give me.
All good. 21 strong, 21 youngsters strong, I'm seeing, which is pretty awesome, man. And the photos that they've got up on the, Taupo Disc Golf page are amazing. Looks like a lot of kids around the same age. I made the comment for you that there's maybe, I'm looking 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 kids that are slightly taller than the rest, and the rest of them are, boom, looking like they're all the same age. I'm not going to take a guess at the age, sorry, team.
Here we go. So in the under 18 division, you had Damien Snowball and Matty and Nanumea with the wins. In the under 15 division, Ava Radanovic, Deacon Rambo, Willow Allam, and Luca Flowers. And in the under 12s, it was a 3-way tie for second. It took 2 intense playoff holes with a huge gallery to determine the final standings. And it was Kyron Lincoln. So Heidi Robertson-Wiley wins. Kyron Lincoln, who is a regular at the Harcourt League. That's where I recognise that name. He plays every week in Harcourt Park on Wednesday night with his dad Sean, who's actually organising an event this weekend, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Looks like it was a fantastic event. Let's just have a look at some of the photos that we have. There's Ken, he loves it. We got some more stuff going on here. Looks like the rain was a little bit about with going by the umbrellas and the rain jackets, but no, didn't put anyone off. Excellent. And Topol's a great course for because they've got so many options there. You can make a real good kids course there. So fantastic. Good work. Lots of smiling faces. Maybe not after that hole. That's an absolute pig of a hole. This one coming down here, but yeah.
It's so awesome seeing all these little junior, not little, but all these junior tournaments popping up, man. It's the amount of young talent that's coming through, and just shout out Taupo Disc Golf for putting that one on. It looks like a hell of a time.
Yeah, this is Sean here. This is Sean, Kyron's dad, and their two dogs. And so Kyron is one of the players shooting into this basket here. I recognise the dogs from Wednesday League.
I think you're mistaken. That's a beer.
Yeah, I know it's huge. It is massive, and the photo doesn't even make it look big. But like that dog is huge. It comes along on Wednesday.
It looks huge.
Massive. Lots of prizes. Dish Shot doing a good job getting behind the event. Lots of pizza. That's always good to see as well. So fantastic. There we go. We got some winners.
They all look stoked with their pizza.
Oh, here we go. Look at some live coverage. Not live. Very good. We're near as slick as that.
Oh, there we go. Some smooth technique in that video.
Yeah, hard. Like.
Oh,
look at this. Morgan, they're putting us to shame, honestly.
I was lying yet again. I actually quit this golf. I'm done. I can't be showing up like this.
This is a great hole. If you didn't play any of the Topol holes earlier on, this is the result of the cyclone that came through, knocked a load of trees over. So they, when given lemons, make lemonade, and that's what.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On the top of the things. I think this might have been Johnny Wake's handiwork.
Yeah, I was seeing plenty of shots of him on the old chainsaw.
All these holes are very, very tricky to negotiate.
Oh man, what a great time!
This is awesome.
Yeah, just one more time. Shout out Taupo Disc Golf. You guys are doing some amazing stuff up there, and to see this as well, spot on. Good work, team.
Really, really good. And the more of those kind of events we can get going, the more kids will show us up week in.
100%. More Levi's.
Yeah,
that's what I always say.
Well, that's right, and that's inevitable, right? It's inevitable.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
Enough competitions together for kids of that age to compete, and that's what will happen. That's what will happen. Great stuff. So yeah, well done, Topol. Fantastic event, and looks like a lot of fun was had by everyone. Right, now let's introduce our guest for this evening, who joins us all the way from Auckland, which is, I guess, relatively far away for us, but
pretty far away from me.
And so, good evening to Henry Pearson.
Hello.
How's it going,
Brian?
Hi. How's it going?
Good.
Good to
very
see
good.
you guys.
How are you?
Always. Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty chocker at the moment. I've been working some pretty insane hours, but it's all for good. We're chugging along really nicely with things up here, both with the Nationals event and the Bottle Lake event and the Tour Down Under stuff. So it's it's been busy, but for good reasons.
So
it's what it takes, though, isn't it? There's just so much work when you get into the background of these things. It does consume basically your whole life. So hats off to you for taking that on, because I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, thanks. I was going to say, and likewise, because you've put on some pretty massive efforts with your events over the years, and so I think you of all people would know that it's no easy task to try and put on events of the caliber that we're trying to. So
sleep comes third. That's sure. That's something new we can say.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So you made some announcements, I guess 2 announcements, if I'm going to group them like that, this week. Talk us through what they were, what's going on, and what's kind of happened since the last time we spoke to you, which was, I think it was episode 135, which would make it 11 weeks ago. So, what's happened in the last 11 weeks?
Well, it's been a massive couple of months, and as you and the public will have seen this week, that we're excited to have started to roll out some of our really groundbreaking sort of partnership announcements. Earlier this week, for those that may not know, we're very excited to announce the attendance or a partnership with GK Pro, one of disc golf's media giants, and they'll be bringing their camera crew as well as their frontman Luke Humphreys to New Zealand to cover 3 of the Tour Down Under events: Nationals, Bottle Lake, and Paradise. And in addition to covering NPO lead card action at those events, the boys from GK Pro are bringing their ever popular Tour Series Skins product to New Zealand, and so we'll host
the OTB Skins.
Oh yeah, so we'll host 3, maybe 4, probably 3 OTB Skins matches in conjunction with each of those 3 events. And so the Skins matches will be fantastic. Each of them will feature a cast of visiting international pros alongside some of our local New Zealand rising stars. So it's going to make for some fantastic content over the summer, and to have GK Pro here and Luke and their crew will be pretty sensational.
I'm stoked to hear that you've got some of the up-and-coming guys, and like the Levi's and the Jay Watkinsons of the world. I'm hoping to see them on there, and that's super exciting, man, because I've always wanted to go and check out the OTB Skins out in the States. So pretty awesome that it's here. What sort of money are they playing for? Are they bringing out the cash that they'd be playing for out there? What are we up to?
From what I understand at the moment, the plan is that it's going to mimic the exact format that you see in the skins that we know. So players will be playing for $100 a hole, which is going to equate to roughly $3,000 per match. And then on top of that, obviously, they've got CTP and long drive and a few other side event sort of challenges in and along the way. And Luke will be there to guide the visiting players and our local rising stars on those cards. So yeah, it's going to be pretty epic.
So, yeah, I definitely. Sorry, Matt. I urge everyone to go and check that out, because Skins is pretty incredible. We just ran one at Oha a couple of weeks ago, and I think it actually was the highlight of the whole tournament. You know, from the feedback that we've got, that's the thing that everyone enjoyed the most out of everything. So TDs, take that on board. That's definitely something that's really good to add to your event, even if it's not at the OTB level. Just whatever. It can be $20 a hole, man. It just gets the people a little bit excited outside of tournament time.
Gotcha. I saw an epic video actually pop off on Reddit this week of Tom Strawbridge throwing from the top of a ridge and almost cashing it from like 165 meters. And I think it's like maybe the 2nd or 3rd most popular post this week on the Reddit disc golf.
That was incredible. I've chased down the original video and had it emailed to me, but it's too late and it's already gone viral with the sort of lower quality one that was just off obviously someone's phone and then sent to Facebook. But pretty epic, man. Shot Tommy Strawbridge.
Awesome. That we played. That was the one we played on the show last week. It was that from the top of the thing, and it looks like for all money that it's going to go. It's going to hit chains right until the last second. It was Yeah. I don't get down the Reddit hole myself, but it's good to hear that it's right up there.
Cool.
So talk us through some of the pros that you've got coming. Who's signed up?
Yeah, so this week, in addition to announcing the attendance of GK Pro and Luke, of course, who not in and of himself is a elite touring pro. He has played very well at a couple of events in the last few years, battled it out with Paul Macbeth at Waco in 2022. So he's right up there with the best of the best at times. In addition, we're really excited to today announce the signing of Sullivan Tipton, who is the current men's world number 40 and a true rising star. He's just 22, but is starting to really show elite level form, which was most recently observed at the USDGC at the end of last season, where he featured on MPO lead card for rounds 2, 3, and 4. So he is just fantastic. He played alongside Levi actually at the Dynamic Discs Open when Levi played on the Pro Tour earlier this year. And word on the street from Levi and Jay Watkinson, who was caddying for Levi at the event, is that Sullivan has an absolute cannon of a forehand and can play just as good with his backhand. So to see him here over the summer is going to be pretty epic.
Is he the one that aced the triple Mando hole?
I was just about to say, yeah, he got the ace with the forehand on the triple Mando.
He threw that ever so slight anti-forehand, and it highs it out just as it sort of got to the entrance of that triple Mando and just smashed into the chain. So one of the highlights of that event in Sullivan's days.
Yeah. Well, look, that's fantastic. So you've got Sullivan coming along. You'd already announced previously. We knew that Nate Perkins was coming. You confirmed that on the show the last time that you were on.
Yes.
And people were we kind of knew that he was keen and on coming back. And then since then, Juliana Corva and Zoe Andike have also signed up.
Correct. Yeah. So maybe I should just run through the list. So of confirmed players so far. At the moment, we've got 6 international visiting touring professionals to join our local talent on the tour. Juliana Corva, of course, 5-time world champion. Luke Humphries, as I mentioned before. Sullivan, Nate, Zoe Andike, together with our partnership with Uplay. And we'll be introducing disc golf to hundreds of juniors and new players in conjunction with each of our events with have a go at disc golf days at each of our Tour Down Under locations. So that's incredibly exciting. And then Jim Oates, who is a true legend of the game, disc golf Hall of Famer, 4-time Masters world champion, 2-time USDGC Masters champion. He's got 100 career wins to his name and $200,000 New Zealand in career earnings. So he's just a true king of the game, and it'll be fantastic to see him play alongside Bob Gentle at some of our events. So, but Jim's a great player. Like, he's 980 rated and playing an MP60. So
yeah, you don't win that much money without being a great player. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah.
So for your skins match, then who've you got lined up for the of those players? Are they presumably they're not all going to be featured on the skins? Luke's hosting it.
That's right. Yes. So it's likely that some of those players will play. But what I should add is that we're still to announce a couple of signings, and over the next probably week or 2 weeks, we're anticipating that we'll announce an additional 5 to 6 elite professionals. I probably can't say too much at the moment, but half of them, or 3 or 4 of them, are top 20 men. We've got 1 elite woman coming over as well, and all going well, we'll have those players, in addition to some of the players that we've already announced, will fill out our skins and our feature cards alongside Levi, Jay, Jacko, Joseph, and Ryan Cambridge. So I think it's going to be pretty epic. What I would say is that, you know, our events, some of our events, I think are going to have a few of the pros at them, while others will have a whole host. So there's a great chance to really pick and choose between the Tour Down Under events to see as many of the pros as you can, and the skins, I suppose, adds another element for fan engagement at these events. So that's pretty.
Skins at Paradise will be pretty epic.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. They'll be. I'm so excited. They'll be fantastic. I mean, of all the places that we get to play disc golf in New Zealand, I think I've said it every time I've been on the show, Paradise is just the most picturesque. So to cap off the tour there and have skins and have the GK Pro boys and produce NPO coverage, I think that'll be a pretty amazing way to see it off.
Heck yeah, man. That's yeah. I'm looking forward to the footage that's going to come from that. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it sounds like there's still some hot news still to come. So you're following the social channels for that. In terms of the tournaments as they are now, how do you feel about kind of the number of players signed up and the overall kind of response from the New Zealand disc golf community?
I think it's been a little slower than we anticipated. We thought that we'd maybe attract some greater sort of registration interest to date than we had. But I think in some ways it kind of mimics the extent to which we've been able to release some of these really special announcements to the public. It's been like the GK Pro announcement, for instance. That's been a partnership that's about 4 months in the making. And in addition to that, we've got what we anticipate will be some really special partnerships to announce over the next fortnight, which are equally have taken equally as long to form and put together. So, Tour Down Under was an initiative that we kind of kicked on with. I mean, I think in early June was when we first started to really put our branding together and get some of our documentation together and begin the website. And then I think we launched in August. So it's still relatively new to a degree. So maybe we were on the back foot from the start to get some of those partnerships underway. But in saying that, though, we've had great uptake at some of our events. The National Championship has got 130 players registered thus far, and we're anticipating more with some of the announcements that we'll have. And today, for instance, we just announced a brand new course to feature at Nationals, which is
the Orchard.
That's the one. Yeah.
There we go.
And that course is designed to offer a really fun but fair experience for our amateur, novice, and junior players. So what was previously going to be rounds 1 and 4 at Bethel's Beach is now going to be rounds 1 and 4 at the Orchard, this brand new course, and that'll make its debut.
Is that off to the right when you turn into Ballaraka, where Simon used to have some holes over there?
I don't think so. It's sort of more over the road and behind the school, which is
right. So completely off the property. Interesting. Cool.
That's right. Yeah, it's totally separate property.
Yep.
There's a couple of roads that separate Bella's entrance from that entrance, but yeah, again, it's 500 meters away, 5 minutes walk, 30 seconds in the car if you really want to get into it. But yeah, a beautiful property, and we'll release some nice imagery of the course and the work that we're putting in there over the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
Some of the events, just following on from my last question, some of the events you mentioned Nationals with 130 people signed up. The Bottle Lake Open's just ticked over 40, so it's on 41 at the moment. Is there any concern about the kind of financial viability of these tournaments if the number of registrations lands more or less where it is now, or in terms of the projected payouts that were advertised?
Yeah, sure. I mean, as you I think covered on your show, relatively recently, I had a conversation with Sean Plunkett on the platform, and we touched on some of our projections for player attendance and what you call it, prize sort of payouts, both in terms of professional prize pool and also our amateur prize and player pack contributions. And those numbers are obviously contingent on player registration to a degree, but they're also contingent on some of our sponsorship and brand partnership opportunities, which we're rolling out effectively over the next couple of weeks. So, and we've been hard at work to sort of drive a really strong interest from the non-disc golf kind of brand and business world to engage with our sport. And part of the original mission of the tour was to raise the commercial appeal of disc golf and to allow for New Zealand to play host to touring pros in a sustainable fashion for years to come. So yes, I think to answer your question, in some ways the I suppose slow uptake in registration is going to potentially have an impact on what kind of prize offerings we're going to be able to offer to players.
I don't think you're going to have an issue with numbers at Bottle Lake, man. That's I think it's probably just the fact that we've got so many tournament registrations open across the board right now. But I mean, you've got Christchurch, which is the biggest disc golf hub in New Zealand. If that doesn't crack 100 with ease, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, I think it'd be surprising if it didn't. And knowing some of the players that we're going to have at Bottle Lake and at Nationals, for instance, and all of the events really, and also the some of the prize and player pack contributions that we're working into those events with our brand partners, will mean that all players, particularly our amateurs, to be fair, will get serious value for money out of their contributions. So, yeah, I think it'll be a fantastic summer. Regardless of how many players turn up, we're going to put our events on with full force and kick our season into high gear, and to have our visiting players come over, for them to engage with the community in a variety of different ways, be it through skins or coaching clinics or signing sessions or speaking events or all sorts of things. Play with pro experiences. We think these events are going to be pretty special for all attendants.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good to hear, because it's the AMs. Not only do the AMs make up more players than the pros do in simple numbers, they also prop up the pro purse, with offset of prizes, etc. So
I should just provide a caveat there that, like I said, I think the first time that we met to discuss the Tour Down Under, those amateurs are not going to be propping up the pro purse.
Okay.
That pro purse is separate, and we'll have some sponsorship support to make contributions to that pro purse in terms of added cash. But the amateur prize pool really is a standalone venture, and we'll have some contributions by way of goods and services that we're able to offer to our amateur players, both in the players packs and as prizes. So,
I see you did and forgive me because I read a lot of things and they sort of get jumbled up sometimes. I see you've done like a bit of a partnership with the PDGA. Have they sort of come on board with a little bit of cash to help with with the tour, I suppose, in any sort of facet?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I suppose what I should touch on is that we've mentioned a variety of different revenue streams to make the tour a sustainable operation. We've got our event registration fees, you've got sponsorship and brand partnership contributions, then we've got support from governing bodies like the PDGA, who have been incredible with the support that they have offered and given to the tour. We've been really excited to work in partnership with them, and they have been thrilled by the vision and mission that we've set forth in our discussions with them. And together we've come up with a multi-year plan effectively for the Tour Down Under to make it a really exciting year-on-year adventure. And as part of that plan, we're looking to engage a broad audience here in Australia and New Zealand to supercharge the game. So part of that contribution that the PDGA have made to the tour this year is their support of helping us to bring GK Pro down. And in addition to that, they've made some really exciting introductions with us to potential brand partners and sponsors and such. So that's been sensational. And then in addition to those sort of funding options that I just talked about before, we're also working with some kind of council and pub charities and government and even some private donor sort of funds to support the tour in I think a way that's sustainable. A lot of these organisations have a vested interest in raising the profile of New Zealand, and so the Tour Down Under presents an opportunity to create unique destination marketing content to showcase New Zealand, and I suppose in turn showcase our sport. So we've got a few sort of special contacts there that are willing to sort of help with the tour in some capacity to support us with some of our sort of expenses to be able to produce that kind of content and showcase New Zealand as we'd like to. So,
cool, man. Well, it sounds like you got plenty in the background going on that's helping you guys sort of get to where you need to be and want to be. I guess the last part of that I have a question of is just NZDG, and obviously you guys are partnered with the NZDG. I haven't personally seen too much from them. what's happening in the background with those guys?
Yeah, so we've been working really closely with NZDG to just get all of our documentation kind of organised to engage with some of these funding organisations in a credible way, and their endorsement and partnership with the tour has been crucial and I suppose presenting the Tour Down Under as a really credible organisation. So they've been fantastic. They've been right in behind our vision and mission from day one, and the whole board have been making contributions to the tour by way of their expertise and support in as many ways as they possibly can. So we're really chuffed with NZDG, and so I suppose
that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
On the topic of sponsorship and getting involved, we've got a little video which you sent me earlier, which we can play if you like.
Cool.
Just give me 1 second.
Refresh my YouTube so I can see it.
Indeed, that's not the one we want. We want this one. Here we go.
1, 2, get down.
Hello, my name is Henry Pearson. I'm a young entrepreneur and the tour director for the Disc Golf Tour Down Under, a very exciting new initiative seeking to supercharge and promote the game of disc golf here in New Zealand. Disc golf is a relatively grassroots and unknown sport in this part of the world, but it's taken a real keen interest in bigger markets like the United States and Scandinavia, where in the US 4 million casual players play disc golf every year. The mission of the Tour Down Under is to entice the world's best disc golfers to New Zealand to compete alongside our rising stars. And their presence and appearance here on our shores will go a long way to supercharging our game to the mainstream. This summer, 2024, we're very excited to present our inaugural tour season with 4 premier events at some of New Zealand's most serene disc golf locations. And to see through that vision, we're really excited to have partnered with some of the world's biggest disc golf brands, promoters and media outlets to showcase New Zealand, to create unique destination marketing content and to promote our great game. We're really excited for our inaugural season and welcome expressions of interest from brand partners to partner with us. Come along with us on this adventure this summer. Be promoted to the world and a great disc golf audience, and your brand we're excited to put front and centre. For more about our vision for the Tour Down Under and opportunities to partner with us, head to tourdownunder.co.nz.
There we go. There we go. Some in that video, there was some pretty high-profile pros. I saw Macbeth, and I saw Wysocki, and I saw Tatar, and I saw a bunch of others. Any of them that are in that video that you can leak to us that are coming this summer?
Well, I can't confirm. But what I will say is that we're talking to one of them, and it's actually at least one of the ones that you see in that video. So
okay,
it's possible that I'll say possible that
okay.
We'll have one of those big guys here.
All right.
But,
did you say three of the top 20?
Yeah, at the moment we're talking to 3 or 4 of the top 20 men, and to in a position to announce 2 of them, and then the other 2 we have a meeting about early next week. So, but again, that's sort of contingent on finalising a brand deal that we have, and we've to date had really stimulating discussion with our contacts, and all going well. We'll see how we go. But look, hey, no promises, but I suppose you'll see as the announcements come out. We just had another pro confirmed today, so we're going to announce them on Monday.
Oh,
nice.
Fantastic. Excellent. You talked briefly about Uplay. Can you talk to us a little bit what's going on there? What Zoe's going to be doing with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've come up with a plan with Zoe as part of our partnership to introduce Uplay's disc golf curriculum to students and educators in conjunction with each of our tour stops. And so we've linked up with the sporting bodies, regional sporting bodies that align with each of our events. So Sport Canterbury and Sport Otago, Sport Waitakere here in West Auckland, and Sport Taupō. And they're enthused by our initiative and partnership with Uplay. And so the plan of attack with Uplay is that we're going to conduct a one-day session at each of our tour stops. And in the morning, Zoe will work with key leaders in the community, educators and at schools and youth groups and churches and such, and anyone from the disc golf community that's keen to engage with Uplay's curriculum in a teaching capacity, for Zoe to introduce the curriculum to those people. And then in the afternoon, all of the participants in the morning session, as well as Zoe, and who will be accompanied by some of your Uplay ambassadors who are our visiting pros, will engage directly with some students, a group of students, and be able to apply the knowledge that they learned in the morning in a practical sense in the afternoon. So that'll be exciting.
Is there a cost for this?
As in for the participants?
Yeah.
No, it's free. So at this stage, anybody who's interested in learning about the curriculum and engaging with and teaching disc golf, are effectively welcome to join Zoe at no cost on the days that we're conducting these sessions. So we'll release some more information.
I meant for the people. If you're a junior player and you'd like to go to one of the sessions, is there a cost?
Yes, it's free. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No cost for anybody to turn up. And in addition to that, I think all of our teaching or educator participants will receive a copy of Uplay's curriculum book, which will be a nice keepsake for you.
That's actually a good point. Uplay is mostly juniors, right? Juniors.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So
they do Uplay or Zoe doing clinics. People my age could go to.
Well, you could go to a coaching clinic with Zoe in the morning and engage with her in the Uplay curriculum capacity. But in addition to that, we are going to roll out some opportunities for anyone who's interested to engage with the pros directly at our events in the capacity of clinics. And these are not the Uplay clinics. That might be a clinic with, say, Luke Humphreys or Sullivan Tipton or Zoe or Julian Corbett, or all at once for that matter. And we think we'll present an opportunity for people to have private lessons or play 9 holes with them. So it's obviously contingent on how some of these pros are strapped for time when they're here and what they can make available and for those sorts of experiences. But in short, yes, there'll be an opportunity for you to learn from the pros while they're here in a clinic or a coaching.
I surely need it.
Yeah, me too, frankly. Yeah, I hope my sort of hanging about with them over the next couple of months rubs off, because my game is so bloody rusty at the moment. It's terrible.
Yeah. Too much time behind the scenes and not actually throwing the disc. They just sit around the room looking pretty and getting away.
Indeed. Yeah.
Excellent. Look, so chat, have you got any? Is there any questions for Henry that we haven't covered that anybody wants to ask? And Henry, is there anything that you wanted to cover today that we haven't already that you wanted to bring up?
Let me have a look through the chat and just see if I can.
Headley, the most recent comment saying with regards to Uplay, can people from other regions join in?
Yes, absolutely. So if you're, say, I think Kath's from Wellington.
Yeah.
So if Kath wanted to attend one of those sessions, she's welcome to attend any of them. They'll likely be put on 2 days prior to the first round of each event, and there's 1 or 2 that might be a little bit earlier than that. That's probably concerning Paradise. We're thinking that there'll be a couple of stops on the way down from Christchurch to Queenstown, and in Wanaka, for instance, that where Uplay will have an engagement with some schools in that region. So, but we'll roll out the dates as we can. But what I would say is that if you wanted to do that, then maybe just have some plans to sort of be at those events 2 days in advance.
And one more important one from Arne Burgess. Can you ask Henry when the Gyropalooza boxes are arriving?
Oh, good thinking. They're on their way, and I got a notification today that they'd arrived in New Zealand. So we're just waiting for them to clear customs, and then they're here.
There you go, Arne. I wasn't going to miss you there, bro.
Excellent.
Excellent. If you don't mind, I'll just have a quick look at the questions that are coming up. Tom Strawbridge asks, the pros that are coming over, is the tour down under covering their accommodation, or they're doing it in full? Yes, we have been working in partnership with the players' major sponsors to collaboratively support these players to come down. And so as part of that collaboration, the Tour Down Under has offered to put them up at most of our events, or all of our events. And in addition to that, the GK Pro skins and the opportunity to appear on a GK Pro feature card has offered an additional incentive to these players. But yeah, there's a few other things that we've done with them on a private basis. But in short, that's one of the sort of the key things that was helpful for
and I'm just going to go over the last couple of comments here. Sorry, Matt, I'm interjecting yet again. But Brian Rawlings, we need more leaky leakers. Dying to hear more. And then Anthony Gilbert, not a question. I just want him to announce at least one of my Lone Star Disc teammates.
I see Lone Star picked up Connor Riley recently, which is a good pickup.
Really?
So
that's sick.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't say whether anyone from Lone Star is coming, but yeah.
Can you say if they're not coming?
I won't say anything. Yeah, I won't say anything. Tom Strawbridge, any naming sponsors of the tournaments? Again, yeah, we're working closely with some brands to, which in part is going to see some of the players associated with those brands come over, and part of the packages that we're working on with those brands is that they'll have some as a naming rights sort of title sponsor package. So yes, we think in the next sort of 2 to 3 days, 1 to 2 weeks, excuse me, we'll have some more information released on that. How do Kiwi players get onto the skins match? Well, we've got a couple we've got a couple of guys that are lined up already. That from sort of the day dot when we launched the tour, we worked really closely with some of New Zealand's best rising stars and talented players to join our ranks, so to speak, and be promoted under the Tour Down Under sort of banner. And that's Levi, Jay Watkinson, Jacko, Joseph, and Ryan Cambridge. So it's likely that each of them will have an appearance, either or both, on the GK Pro Fiji card.
Can I make one request?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
New Zealand's most uprising star in 2023, Johnny Wake.
Johnny Wake is kicking ass right now. He is playing some seriously good disc golf.
Can we just sign that one right now, please?
I played with him at Te Pui not that long ago in the wind, and he is like such a cannon of a backhand. It's unreal. Like he was, Joseph Berry is one of the longest throwers in the country, and Joseph was saying, I think Johnny can nudge it past me. So big future, I think, for Johnny.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Johnny, I might be mistaken, but I don't know if we've ever met, and I am voting for you, dude. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Brett asks a keen question, if you've got that one there.
Any pros keen to stop into Wellington of their travels?
Absolutely.
Put in a good word, will you? I'll put in a good word, yeah.
I mean,
maybe there's some political history buffs that we could send to Wellington. That might be a good incentive.
Start Googling team top 20 history buffs.
I'll take him around the Beehive. That would be a lovely day.
Admittedly, that gap between the national champs and the Bottle Lake Open from Auckland to Christchurch is probably the tightest tournament turnaround gap you might see on a pro circuit. It's only 2 days in between, so it's unlikely, I think, that our price will be in Wellington. But I'll put in a good word just because Brett's such a lovely man. So now there were one or two others. Yeah, Leon sort of touched on some suggestion that regarding those numbers that we discussed on the platform with Sean Plunkett. So no 100 and no 100, no 900 players, I think, and no 100K. Got it. Thanks for clearing that up. It's not really what we're saying. I mean, it's as you will know from our registrations that it's unlikely that we're going to fill out to close to capacity, which is where that 900 entrance number comes from. But the 100K, I think, is obviously contingent on some registrations filling out and a few other things. But I don't think that that's too far and beyond our reach, just knowing how we're going with some of our sponsorship stuff and where some of our funding is coming from. So, but again, it's obviously contingent on player interest to a significant degree. So the more players turn up, the bigger we can pump up those prizes. But yeah, in short, we're going to offer some serious value for money, I think, for our tournament entrants.
I think announcing things like that, and I really don't mean this as a dig. I think just announcing it maybe the way you did, and it's really good for like that outside the outside people looking back in and just going, oh wow, that's awesome. But then I guess the people, even like myself and Matt and anyone else that's probably in this chat, to be fair, looking at it from an inside view, maybe all sort of like, that's a pretty big number. And I think that might be where the angles sort of goes a little bit skew with. But man, like, you guys are going to get some big numbers. I promise you that. There's just no way you won't. The events you've got going are very, very, very high profile. So there's not going to be an issue there.
Yeah, I think there's two sort of points there that are worth touching on. And I think, Morgan, you've already sort of glossed over them, so touched on them a little bit yourself, is that it's important to kind of keep in mind who that audience is, on the platform. So of course, it's the disc golf audience to a degree, but that platform experience, and also the one that we had on the AM show, is an opportunity for us to get the general public very excited about disc golf.
Yeah.
And it would be unreasonable for us to overinflate our numbers and give unreasonable projections, but those are at the top of our range. And I think Arnie Burgess in the comments on that last show touched on it quite nicely, that this is I suppose creative marketing. If we're going to get the public pumped up about disc golf and excited about this new initiative, then it's important that we give them something to be excited about. And so the top of our range, in terms of, well, it's close to the top of the range, but you know what I mean, is I think the best way in order to generate some interest. And those quick catchphrases in such a short format like we have on the platform show are one way to get that across. So the other thing I just note is that I think at the time you and maybe your viewers probably didn't have a sense for just how broad our scope of funding interest is, and that we're looking at every possible avenue to make the Tour Down Under a sustainable venture. And so obviously our sponsorship contributes to that, as I mentioned. We have support from the PDGA, from NZDG, and significant support at that, both of those entities. We're looking at some council, pub charities, Lotto's commission funding, and then we're also engaging with some private donors who have an interest in promoting New Zealand. So together, that makes a pretty comprehensive fleet, I think, of funding.
No, absolutely, man. I think, and I think just going back to what I said, it's more just about how the internal viewed it more than the external. Because I tell you what, I had 2 family members message me and tell me that they seen you on the show, and it was bloody awesome. So you did it well. You did it well. I was just giving the perspective from both sides.
Yeah, fair. And I think it's hard to cater to every audience in a format like that.
Oh, for sure. It's actually impossible. It's actually impossible. You'll always be saying something that's positive to, you'll say 90% of people, and then there's going to be a 10% that aren't going to like it. And unfortunately, you can't get it right every time. And not saying you didn't, I'm just talking in general.
Yeah.
Excellent. Look, Henry, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been very insightful. Been very interesting to hear all of the updates. We're very excited about the announcements to come. So you say Monday's the next one, and 3 of the top 20 well, we'll have to see if we can figure out who they are. So look, we look forward to that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make any of the Tour Down Under events, not for any reason other than I'm due to have my second child, not me personally, but my wife is due to have our second child on the weekend of Nationals, which is the weekend, the second weekend of the tour. So obviously the week before and 2 weeks to the other side is a bit difficult with a very, very newborn. So
probably the best excuse out there.
My apologies for not being able to make that, but yes, so I should be watching intently.
If you had come, Matt, it would have been apt to have named the child Bella after Bella Baka.
Well, it's going to be a boy, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Bottle Lake, we'll see.
We'll name it the Orchard then. Or something.
Anyway, look, thank you so much for joining us. We'll speak to you again, no doubt, in the new year, and we'll be covering what's going on the Tour Down Under as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you can hook us up with some of your pros that are coming along, get them on the show, and I'm sure Chat would like to meet them, as would we.
Super, sounds good. Thanks very much as always for having me. It's great to catch up with you guys. So cheers, and I'll look forward to seeing you again.
Cheers, Henry. Appreciate your time, bro.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye-bye. There we go. Right, Morgan.
Lots of exciting information there, man. It's
lots
really
of exciting information. Before we go any further,
okay. What do we got here?
Here we go. 3 of the top 20. Right, we got the Disc Golf World Rankings up on the screen. I want to know, Chat, give us your guesses. We want 3 of this names. Now, Eagle McMahon is currently ranked number 1, Calvin Heimberg 2, Macbeth 3, Lizotte 4, Wysocki 5. First up, do you see any of those 5? Do you think there's, because I mean we're talking major draw card, right? If any of those 5 can make it, they're the 5 biggest players in the world, and you know.
I'm not sure if Eagle and Calvin are the ones that would travel out here right now.
I don't think so either.
I don't know why I think that, but I just do. Paul is probably too tied up in the off season with the foundation and doing what he's doing there.
Well, okay, so Paul Macbeth, if I've got this right, Paul Macbeth has designed the course that the Florida Open is being played at, I think, which is the first event on the DGPT tour.
Right.
So I suspect he'll be doing that, right?
Yeah.
Now, Calvin lives in Florida. And
surely he'll be here.
I don't know. Simon, young family, Ricky Wysocki doesn't strike me as, I don't know. If any of these top 5 come along.
Ricky's the one that stands out to me. Like I played with Ricky in Thailand. I played with Ricky overseas, so he does travel.
Yeah. Eagle's injured, so he's out. I don't suspect we'll see that. So anyway, let's look at the next 5. Kyle Klein, Gannenberg.
Kyle Klein would be amazing to get out here. I would love to see him out here.
Isaac Robertson, Matt Oram. If Matt Oram comes along, I'll eat my hat. Honestly, because he doesn't strike me as the kind of player who does these kind of travels. But I might even get a pass to come and to tournaments.
And your baby's name is Matty O. That's done. Right.
Bradley Williams. And then we get into some players. Now, here's right. So I don't know anything, right? People don't tell me things. But if I was based on what I can see in various things and kind of putting 2 and 2 together and making 5, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw someone like Aaron Gossage.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And I also wouldn't be surprised. I don't think Chris Dickerson. I'm not sure on Colruyt Island. Nicholas Antilla lives in Finland, so we're talking the major travels, right, to get to and from places. So
I could see Colruyt Island being one of those players that can be enticed to come out here. He's young in his game right now, and I mean he probably doesn't have too many things outside of disc golf that are really holding him down right now. Not that I know his personal history, but
possibly
I'll take a good stab in the dark.
James Proctor, I think, is another one who's a possibility, right?
AB I could see coming out because he's tight with Drew Gibson, and I mean if Drew had a good time out here, man, and he gets him hooked up with like the Bros to Change guys and the Bottle Weight team.
Yeah. Yeah,
see that happening.
that's fair. That's fair. Ezra, possibly.
I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
Okay, you don't think
I feel like
Ezra or Isaac will make it over?
I feel like Ezra's got, just from things I've seen on Insta, he's got quite a lot going on at the moment. So, yeah. Corey Ellis, though, that would be awesome. That dude is sick.
Corey Ellis, he's with Discraft now. So there's, look, I think there's a Scott Brooker says, Wysocki Tatar Aurum plus Trilogy sponsorship. I think that's look.
It's a good point.
That's a fair shout. Who else here is
partnering with a major brand to get them out here?
Yeah. Who else here is Trilogy? Joel Freeman's Innova, Ezra's Prodigy, Proctor is Clash.
Not sure about Alden.
Alden Harris is couldn't tell you. Hang on a minute, I've got it here. Alden Harris is Prodigy. Anthony Barella is obviously Discraft. Antilla is Latitude, but I think for the
I mean, if they did send Kristen, then I wouldn't be surprised if Nicholas Antilla would come as well.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We shall see. Let's just have a look at the FPO, because he did say there was a top FPO player coming along.
So this feel like Aaron Gossage makes a lot of sense there, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so as well. And also, if there's here's one of the reasons why is if you have a look at one of the earliest posts on the Tour Down Under Instagram page, it's one of the pinned posts actually. I think it's one of the first ones that they did. Aaron Gossage comments on it and says, when is this, right? And then there's a little, we've sent you a DM. So I'm fishing, right? I don't know, but I'm just trying to put two and two together. There's that outside chance there that Brett, this is the UDisc World Rankings. This is the UDisc World Rankings that I'm on now. So Kristen Tatar, not sure.
Sorry, did he say anything about how many FPO? Did I miss that?
One FPO, I think. 3 from top 20 men and 1 top lady. Obviously, the top lady by some distance is Kristen Tatar.
I mean, she was in that video, but why wouldn't she be? She's the world champ.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Going down, Paige Pierce is coming off the back of a serious injury and has just got married. So I don't know. Although
honeymoon.
I've heard that that was maybe a possibility, but it's also, if you're recovering from an injury, I've said it before. Do you want to play Paradise when you're trying to come off the back of an injury? Probably not.
I figured it out.
You figured it out.
Cat Merch and Nico LaCastro.
Cat Merch and Nico. That's what we need in New Zealand. A little bit of
100%. Everyone here loves Nico. I love Nico.
Chat, who do you think it is? Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think? 3
that's
players.
That's the Lone Star Man, guys. That's the Lone Star Man. Cat's coming with him.
Yeah. Okay. There we are. PDGA rankings. Oh, the PDGA rankings will be fairly similar. There'll be the odd player from, like, I don't know if what's your mate from Japan?
Sorry, mate. I was reading all of these comments because there's so many of them. Oh, what? Jeremy Coling?
No. You're the Japanese player who played on the lead card with Jeremy at the Japan Open.
Oh, the young fella.
No.
I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to get that name off the top of my head. Sorry. There's obviously Manabu there as well. From out those ways, so he's been here.
Well, Nico Castro just did a post of him signing something. Yeah, but it was his. I saw that post. Let's just check his deal. No, I see now Nico Castro's got another 2 years left on his Lone Star contract, right? So there's a chance. Chat, if you're wondering where I'm getting this information from, then it's here. Hang on a second.
He's got the inside scoop, man. He's a real journalist.
Oh, well, I won't go that far, but
he reads comments, guys.
hang on a second. Let me just.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Right. So this is a list of the every player's contracts, well, at least pro players' contracts, who they're signed up to, and who they're when their deal runs out. Right. So you can see, and I just searched for Nico there. He's got two more years left at Lone Star. So yeah, I mean he's signing something, right?
That's very interesting. That didn't even cross my mind when I seen that post. But that there we go, team. We might have clued this one.
We might have done. We shall have to see what happens. Who else is on this list that I wouldn't be surprised at? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some Infinite players coming along. Some Infinite Discs team players coming
along. I suppose even with the RPM deal with Infinite, that could be a route that they could be getting players through.
Well, I'm just thinking, that obviously there's people at RPM that all know people at Infinite Discs, and
yeah, absolutely. But they do big deals with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Simon deals with them.
So yeah. So chat, let us know, who do you think are the free players that are coming along. We're going to find out one on Monday, so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be good fun. Right now, the other big news that's been going on recently is this. Where are we? It's the New Zealand Disc Golf Secret Santa. Right now, people have signed up. We've sent the names out. They've all gone out, and we've had some packages that have been sent. So we've got some posts. Please go onto this onto this group. Look at this. Luke Norris has got a fantastic package. Look at that War Pig there. Tom Strawbridge is drooling. It's not Nico. We've just had confirmation it's not Nico. So he was obviously signing something.
Nah, not buying it.
Is that a bait?
Not buying it. I'm too good at Cluedo.
Okay. But just we've had a couple. Anthony Gilbert received a Razor Claw and an EV7, a War Pig and a Core, and a few bits and pieces there for Luke. We've had a few people send out theirs so far. We did a poll on the Facebook group recently, which said if you get your package, are you gonna open it or are you gonna wait? And I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed of this. Oh, I'm gonna hide that button comment. Open it straight away. Got 38% of the vote, and 62% said put it under the tree, save it for Christmas Day. Well, you've got better patience than me. Morgan, what are you doing?
I'll see how I feel on the day. I mean, I said I'll save it and put it under the tree, but I might need to pick me up one day.
Yeah. Okay.
You never know.
We shall see. We shall see what happens.
To be honest, my wife is shocking with gifts. She'll probably blimmin' open it. She doesn't even want anything to do with it, but she'll probably open it.
When did you order more discs?
What is this?
Excellent. Excellent. So look out. If you're in the Secret Santa, look out for packages that'll be arriving over the next and please share what you get with what you get in your packages. That some of them be looking good. I'm putting the finishing touches to mine. I might try and get mine out tomorrow in the post. And yeah, we'll see. Right. Very quickly, unfortunately, due to reasons, there were some difficulties putting the power rankings together following the Faultline Fury and also Temuka Tussle and Northridge. So they still need to go in. However, we shall have a look at the upcoming events. Here we go. There we are. So Secret Santa dates. Upcoming events. We've got Egg Monster at the first weekend of January. And then this is the busy season, right? There's something every week. It's a big tournament every week. Roxburgh Open, Southern Smash, Seafarer, Topol Classic, Midsummer's Dream, New Zealand Nationals, Bottle Lake, Paradise, Queenstown, Garden City and Montana Flat.
Roxburgh is sold out as of last night.
It is sold out.
By the way.
Excellent.
So we're on to a wait list.
Fantastic. So if you want to get involved in the Roxburgh Open, then join the waitlist. And finally, over the power rankings, there has been no change since last week. As I mentioned, there's been some issues with the engine that does the power rankings. However, we can expect Echo to maybe climb up a few places following her win at Temuka. And also in Johnny Wake wins in the Faultline Fury, so we can perhaps expect him to push up a few places as well. Okay, that's about it from us for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help us out. And look, we're not too far away. Not too far away from our next giveaway. We need a few more. So hit that.
29 more subscribers, guys. Let's get in there. Come on.
From our next giveaway at 300. So help us out. Hit that subscribe button, and yeah, that'll be fantastic. We're looking forward to hearing some more announcements of the Tour Down Under this coming week. But wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week.